Attention, everybody. The views and opinions expressed on the show are not necessarily those of Acts Ministry, Acts Media Group, and or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and or nonprofits. Good morning! Coming to you live from Acts Media Group headquarters here in the beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's The Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. We're the hosts. Matt and Jay! And just Matt and Jay. Today. No one else.
It's just us. Great. Good
Oh,
morning.
that's great. Look at that. All right, so today's topic, be kind, rewind, and other forms of courtesy. It's a good song. I gotta wake up, Jay.
You do. Hello.
All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt,
My name is Jay.
and we're glad to have everybody on board with us today. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It is. Be kind, rewind.
Be kind, rewind. Now, for those of us who remember VHS rentals, you remember VHS rentals, Jay?
You know, I do. I do remember them.
That was,
Do you remember getting one that was at the end of the movie?
yes.
You pop it in there. It
And
starts up
playing,
automatically,
and it's in the credits.
and it's in the credits.
so you have to stop
Or
it.
even worse, it's at the conclusion.
Yes. And you're like,
And
stop,
you got
stop,
spoiled.
stop, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. So, yeah, that's
Those were the days.
courtesy is so important.
Yes.
You know, just general kindness. You remember they actually sold those rewinders, you know.
The high speed. Zoom.
Yeah, you just put it in there, close it, and when it's done, it pops open and you're ready. But those were really expensive, so you really couldn't afford them. Unless you were like,
Do you remember sometimes your dirty old VHS player would eat the tape?
oh, yeah.
That was a nightmare.
That was a nightmare.
It wasn't like the old cassettes.
No.
You know that you could easily rewind them. They had
Yeah.
some sort of a gear or something. You had to push. You had to get a paper clip or something and push a little button that would release that gear, so that you could rewind it. And you know, and then you got to hold the little flap thing open that covers the tape side, the open tape,
Oh, yeah.
so that you weren't dragging it. And
Oh, so it wasn't going.
well, yeah, and you had to flip the thing back so that when you were rewinding it, it wouldn't
Oh, man.
mangle the tape,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
which got mangled anyway.
Oh, yeah. It always.
Because those are pretty sensitive and flimsy too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know.
But, I mean, you also learn how to fix cassette tapes.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Well, and there was
'Cause
a certain
cassette
amount
tapes-
of tension, or else it wouldn't play right.
Yeah, VHS tapes were easy to take apart, sometimes not so easy to put back together.
Yes.
I know I had a video that was inappropriate, and my mom found it. And it wasn't mine. It didn't belong to me.
Right.
But, I mean, really, it didn't. I was just borrowing it.
Right. Of
My
course.
mom found it. You know, I'm a teenager, you know.
Yeah.
And I come in, and there's a big pile of tape just on the bed.
Oh wow.
So I'm faced with a dilemma. This is not my video.
Right.
So I very, very carefully, painstakingly, slowly wound it all back together. And I used just a regular Pete. Now, whoever rewinded it next was going to have problems.
What?
Because I taped it to the reel that's in there, and then I took it apart and put it back together is what I did.
Yeah.
And it was missing some portions, I'm pretty sure. It
Yeah.
didn't really play right after that. But and then there was other things, like your favorite movie you watch all the time.
Yeah.
You know, it would start to get where you couldn't watch it
It
anymore.
would wear out.
Yeah. Or it'd wear out at the very end. Or
What
the
does all
very
this have to
beginning.
do with courtesy?
Well, courtesy is, you know, take.
If you have a borrowed tape that's inappropriate for some young person,
Yeah,
to
no,
have,
that's actually just an
make
example.
sure it's
That's not what I
someplace
meant.
mom's not going to find it. because somebody else's tape is going to get destroyed.
Mom always ended up finding it. I think she used to go through my room.
So don't have it.
Because I don't think I think she intentionally went through my room. So
she probably didn't want to have a perverted young boy running around humping everything.
Well, I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
Young boys usually are, like, whenever they are discovering that kind of deal.
Isn't that why moms get so upset about it, too, is because it also sets an unreal standard. In the mind of a boy, he can build a woman that's not real.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and also if he's watching inappropriate movies, those women, I mean, they're real women, obviously, but they're portrayed as
you objectify them.
Yes,
you end up objectifying them.
But, and the courteous, okay, so I'm veering off topic.
Well, it extends to courtesy because when you think of women, you got to think of them as human beings. They have a life and a purpose and a place
and a heartbeat and blood
intention and
feelings and emotions.
And when you have something like that, it objectifies them. So it does really go to courtesy. Don't let the fantasies that you see coming out of Hollywood distort your view of the world.
That's true.
Because the world is a very different place, and people are not what they would seem to be if the only reference we have to what people are and who people are is what we see on TV and media.
And, well, courtesy is, be kind,
How's
rewind. That? Yeah, that is good. Good morning, Sissy Brooks. Did she watch it, Steve? No, I don't think she... Well, she probably watched part of it.
She may have already seen it 100 times and known exactly what it was you were watching.
Well, I doubt that.
There's a chance.
I think she probably popped in, what is this? Because, I was one of those kids. I was smart about it most of the time.
Well, there are women
if it was
who
a
watch
bad
that
if it was a bad video or something, I would replace the label on it.
Oh.
But that's probably what it is. Oh, I think I'd like to watch this, and then it wasn't mine, so I didn't replace the label. But
why is Sleepless Seattle hidden underneath his mattress?
Right.
Right.
No wonder he's sleepless. He's got a bump in his mattress there. Oh, I need to share these videos, and you need to share these videos too if you could. Please, that would be great.
Yes, please.
Like and share them and put them on your timeline, on your story. Really helps us out quite a bit.
Yep.
Especially if you share it on your story.
Yes. Or with somebody specific, you think the content of a specific show may be interesting to a friend of yours. Leave a little tag about what they would be looking for in that video so they can go through it and find what it is of interest to them. Thank you very much for doing that. You could also contribute to us financially. You can go to your web browser, Google browser or whatever it is, put in axmediagroup.com. And then in the drop-down menu, you can donate $1, $5. You can have it come out every month. You can just do it one time. You can give us a little. You can give us a lot. That will make us more capable of bringing you more live content. Our intention is to have good, wholesome programming 24 hours a day. We would like to meet we'd like to meet more of the secular world. Listen, we understand that most of our audiences are Christian audiences and are interested in Christian things and wholesome programming. Not that we want to produce something that's not wholesome, but we want to bring in the secular world and give them a space where they can see something of interest to them, but then also gain access to something that might bring them to the Lord. How's that? What do you think?
It's good. It's good. What have we got going on here, I wonder?
And I think we are producing something valuable. We have a steady audience. People are tuning in regularly. So apparently we are producing something that people are finding of value. And if this is of value to you, maybe you could give a little bit to us, and it would be helpful.
Yeah, it would be. Because, it does cost to do what we do. And,
we're going to be here.
Yep, we are definitely going to be here.
Yep.
We're here Monday through Friday, and we have been almost every day for
5 years.
5 years now, and actually almost 5.5.
I mean, we've only missed a handful of days, and most of those were holidays.
Most all of them were, yeah, unless we were sick or something.
Yep. And we've been here for the big holidays.
Yeah. Thanksgiving.
We did Christmas one year.
We sure did. Sorry, I had a motion detection alert, and I was wondering where that came from.
So I'm wondering, what other ways can we apply courtesy? And you were talking something about, what did you call that? Be kind, rewind. What do you call that? Slogans that maybe
that
don't
was a
mean what they
slogan.
used to, or that are irrelevant.
They're
they are.
yeah, they're absolutely irrelevant now
Mm-hmm.
because we no longer have VHSs. I mean, you can find them in some places, and I don't even know. Do they still sell VCRs anywhere?
I don't know. How about buckle up? It's the law. Well, no,
Click it or
but
ticket.
that has nothing to do with courtesy.
Unless you're, courtesy to yourself. Things like if you see somebody having a hard time with something, be nice. Go help them.
Yeah.
We hold the door for people. But there is one thing. If they're a long ways off and you hold the door for them,
It'll make them feel rushed.
makes you feel better about yourself, but it also makes them feel obligated to put
Rush.
a little scoot in their step.
Yeah.
And that's,
I don't do it anymore. Somebody has to be awful persistent in order for me to rush in that way.
yeah.
Yeah. In a parking lot, somebody waves me to go. I'm like, no. And I turn my head and just kind of take a step back in the opposite direction so they know that they don't have my attention anymore. I'm not going. You know what I mean? The conversation's over. They might as well go.
Yep.
The last thing, because I do not, I'm 51 years old. I don't really want to rush across the parking lot. And yeah, it's courteous. They're saying go. But they say go, and then you're walking across there, and they're still creeping towards you.
Yeah.
You are feeling like you are in the way of something that has.
Yeah, like you're holding up their day.
Yeah.
A lot of places would charge you if you don't rewind rather. Yeah.
They discovered it. Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is, whenever I worked for a very, very popular and like one of the only well-known VHS franchise, rental franchises, which I think there's still one left in like America.
Yeah.
All right, so I worked there and we had a whole entire like long row and stacks of those rewinders.
Mm.
And I remember thinking, why? Why do these people not rewind? And sorry, this isn't letting me share with a lot of people. Huh.
They limited you. Maybe somebody complained. Decided they didn't want to see it.
Oh, that makes me angry.
Maybe. That's conjecture.
That is conjecture. I don't know what that means, but
I don't either, but I think it's the right word.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it sounds good.
All right, so
So we love you. Welcome on board today. What do we have after this?
after this, we were supposed to have Randy Barr with The Spirit in America. Instead, it's going to be The Spirit in America with Jason Cobb today.
Yeah, we don't know if we're expecting his guests still.
Right.
I don't know anything about them, which might be an advantage. Might help me to do my job better in a style that Randy would do it.
That's true.
Because I'll have to ask questions and listen.
Sometimes it's really, really hard to ask questions and listen.
Yeah.
So, sorry, I started to
I'm practicing it. I'm getting better at it. And I'm learning a lot. So
this makes me sad
It
that
is
I
hard,
can't
though.
share this the way I want to.
yeah. Hey, Matt.
Yep.
Hello.
Hey,
Welcome to the morning drive.
what are you trying to say? I was trying to
I'm
share.
out here. I'm hanging, bro.
Are you hanging?
Yes, I'm not a slogan rememberer.
Oh, what other slogans we got?
What other courtesy
Let's
slogans
see, you
do
got
you
Be
remember?
Kind, Rewind. Buckle up, it's the law. That was a slogan, but that's
It's not
cour-
anything to do
it's
with
not
courtesy.
courteous.
It's courteous to law enforcement. They're not stopping as many people for not having their seatbelts on.
True that.
And they don't even have to look for it. In general, they know people are wearing them.
Right. I'm trying to restart my watch party, Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to share this to people. And it's
Yeah, I'm not
very-
a slogan. Remember, this isn't a good topic for me, except that I do like to be courteous. I try to. You know, it's weird. The world has changed a little bit. Courtesy has kind of gone to the wayside.
Yeah,
in-
people aren't courteous at all anymore.
Right. People just want to be heard. They want everybody to know their position.
Yeah, and that's all they care about.
Yeah.
Not
Plus,
everybody is like that.
there used to be something called chivalry, being a gentleman. And I don't know if I ever experienced it, except for probably a few times, holding the door open for other people. I may have experienced a few times where people were insulted by it, and that's bizarre to me. It's bizarre to me. You know, you're just holding the door.
Right.
What does that mean, really? How much meaning and weight does that really carry in the big scheme of your life? I don't know. You know, there's a political statement they try to make, and I think it's an important one, you know?
Yeah.
It's like I was mentioning the other day, Ruth Bader Ginsburg was responsible for things like women being able to vote. Hey, that's pretty big.
That is pretty big.
You know what I mean?
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Women being able to have a credit card without a male cosigner.
Boy, that's crazy. I can't even imagine that.
Can't even imagine a world like that.
No.
And, you know, we have to credit her in some big way for that.
Right.
She represented those people. She was the voice of women in the 70s, I think it was. What an accomplishment.
Yeah.
You know, whether you agree with it or you don't, what an accomplishment. That's going to bat, bro.
Yeah, that is. I can't even imagine. I mean, a woman needing a male cosigner. Now there are still
Yeah, I mean, if her accomplishments
there are still countries
give
that
her
won't let
the
women out without a male
integrity,
escort.
if her accomplishments and she has the integrity to pay a debt and has proven that, why should she need a man to co-sign? Right? Well, not anymore.
No.
Thank you, Ruth.
On
On behalf of all the ladies out there who have credit cards, some of them may not be so thankful now that they have to pay it.
you can
But that
still
goes
buy
for men too.
You can still buy them at flea markets.
Yep. Yeah.
That was Steve Schultz.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, and you know, and today's talk is all about courtesy. I mean, it started out that way. Again, like always, we're gonna kind of wander in and out of all sorts of different subjects, except for politics. We're staying off of
courtesy,
politics.
like holding a door. Feminism did make that kind of a dirty thing, you know.
Yeah, but it's like,
A
man,
sexist. They painted it as sexist, and though maybe it is a little bit, but I think it's the appropriate type of sexist, in that men want to show women.
chivalry.
I don't know. You know, what is it that they want to do something for them?
Gentlemanly.
Yeah.
Like men used to throw their coats down over a puddle so a woman could walk across it.
They didn't really do that, but it was.
They
a thing.
didn't?
It was a caricature. It was a cartoon.
That was, I don't know, I've seen videos of people doing that. Like if there's a mud puddle, the man would, like, you know, instead of letting.
Yeah, I imagine the guy paying for the dress did and the boots. Because look at it back then. You know, back then there weren't as many women in the workforce either, so they weren't paying for the boots, and the boots weren't cheap. So I imagine
No,
maybe
that was one of those things.
they weren't
like
any-
the boots, you had to have them repaired every year instead
they
of getting
also
new
weren't
boots.
any cheaper than the coat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the cobbler was a thing.
and they were all lacy and, you know,
lacy
lace and all that put on.
lacy
With,
boots.
yeah, boots had all kinds of.
Did they have boots with the
well, sure,
fur?
Victorian.
Boots with the fur. Now there are standard courtesy type things, like when you're walking, like the man is supposed to stand closest to the street.
Yeah, I don't think that's a thing anymore either.
It's not. It's not. But that is, that's one of the things that, and and I'm kind of a hopeless romantic. I like to hold doors for the women that I'm dating or on.
Hey,
I'm
look,
going out
women
with.
are feisty. They can fight. They can defend themselves. They can.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they can also have a fighting spirit that doesn't quite understand the intensity and brutality of another man, and they can get you into trouble. by
Yeah.
being willing to fight a man.
Yeah.
And then that day comes along when the man is rather brutal and
Let's face it, we're kind of
unsensitive. Doesn't
kind of
really.
Neanderthal-like sometimes when it comes to our emotions.
Yeah, well, then the man has to step in and confront the brutality, and or just watch the woman get her face beat in by some brutal man.
I like how there was another way you wanted to go with that sentence.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, and that's the man's perspective. Maybe it's
Did you
wrong.
ever-
If it is wrong, well, maybe we need to work on that a little more.
Steve Schultz said, "Did you ever help old people cross the street?"
Yeah.
I tried. I mean, if I saw
Yep.
somebody having a rough go of it, I'm going to help anybody across the street. But, in order to make sure that I check that off my list, Steve Schultz, you need to come up here and let me help you cross the street.
Yeah. Come on, Steve.
Yep. That was so mean. I totally just called Steve old.
Yeah, you did.
I thought I was on my watch party.
That's courtesy. Yeah. Boy Scouts.
Yeah, that is actually something you need to do to get a
Badge.
A badge, yeah.
What's the badge called?
I think it's the courtesy badge or helping the elderly badge. So helping Steve Schultz badge.
Anthropology, maybe.
Anthropology.
Right.
Anthropology.
Yeah. You relic, Steve.
I know, right? What?
Steve, you relic.
He is a relic. He's a relic. I relic your.
You ancient man.
I'm trying to get this watch party back going. Darn it. All right. Yay.
Courtesy.
Courtesy. Let's see if I can try this again.
Yeah. How about not leaving your dishes in the sink?
That's courtesy.
Yep. Yep.
That is definitely courtesy.
Because I will pile them up so fast you can't even wash them.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You need another bucket to get the dishes done.
Right?
Right?
That's
That's not very courteous.
no.
And I will do that. I have a tendency for that.
No, that is a pretty big deal whenever I lived with you.
Yeah, it turned into a big deal.
Yep. Oh, here we go. I got it. Well, it wasn't that huge of a deal eventually. I mean, here's what you said, and this was the rule of the house. I don't care if that one side that is piled up. Make sure that one side is empty so I can rinse my coffee cup out in the morning.
And fill the coffee pot.
Yeah, and then we had a roommate that would complain about the dishes being in there, and then about how people need to wash their dish right after they're done, and then he would let his dishes pile up in there.
Well, it wasn't a big pile.
No, but
It was
still,
just a stack of the dishes that he used every day.
yeah. But I mean, that's the principle of it is that if you're going to get mad for other people's dishes being in there, don't leave your own dishes in there either.
Yeah.
That's courtesy. And that's stuff that we can all practice. Sorry, I'm sending invites to everybody. To my
Yeah,
watch
Matt.
party.
Hey. Welcome to the morning drive.
Hey, this is you get on to me for not sharing. If
Well
I
done.
didn't do this,
Good
you would have been
job,
like,
Matt.
Matthew, I didn't see you share.
You the man. No, I said that once.
I know, but it's funny how you
There
said.
were a lot of videos yesterday I didn't share. I didn't even get a chance to look at them.
Yeah, what were you doing yesterday?
Working.
Working? That's just inappropriate. That's not courtesy at all. All right, so I sent an invite to a bunch of people. Good morning, Richard Elia. Let's see how that's working. Jonna Poo. Welcome.
Trying to make contact with somebody.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just
I was
trying
busy.
to. Oh, yeah?
Trying to make sure my stock trades don't disappear.
Yeah, because if they disappear, that's not very courteous of them.
Speaking of which, 6 minutes. I got to get an eye open on it.
Uh-oh. Then I'll be the one saying, Jay, welcome to the morning
No, because I'm not like that.
Steve Schultz says, not that old yet. And then he says, that's why you use paper. I'm trying to figure out which comment that was for.
What paper? What's that?
I don't know. I love you too, Jonna. Jonna, We've been praying for Jonna. Continue to pray for Jonna. Her dad has Alzheimer's.
So I tease and I point out some ways in which you're failing at this moment that are very uncourteous, leaving me hanging here on the show by myself.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
But in fact, Mr. Matthew, you are one of the most courteous people I know.
Oh,
You are very concerned. You're very concerned for your fellow man
I am. I do love people.
and how you can help, even if it's just in the mood of the person.
Yeah.
You detect something wrong with a person's mood and try to interject some sunshine.
Yeah, and
I love you
sometimes
for
I
that.
can do that. Sometimes I make jokes.
Sometimes
and
really
seizures,
that's
right.
just
And,
dramatic effect. That's a way to really pull them in. Where are you right now? You're distracted. It's not good. I can tell that by your countenance, your facial expression, your body language. Bam, I'm going to say something dramatic, sarcastic,
It's the
way
same as
out
snapping
there,
your
and
finger to get
so
someone's attention.
bizarre, yet using all the key words that are going to snap you out of what you're
Plates.
in
Paper plates. We do use paper plates.
and bring you into this place where it's, not so heavy.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to snap like, hey.
That's
No.
a character quality of yours.
But that's not courtesy. That's not
Well, then I
courteous at all.
appreciate
Snapping at people to.
It
like-
depends.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your attitude about it.
Well, it depends on the person's, how oppressed they are with whatever
Morning, Mike.
weighty difficulty
Jana Hale.
that's on their mind.
Yeah. There is a lot of, you gotta think about how other people's days are going.
Yeah.
Because some people might not be having as good a day as we are.
You look at them and see. I mean, as a cashier, I see people every day who you can clearly tell that every day
And
for them
sometimes you
is
gotta
not
force
good.
hug people. I'm just saying, sometimes you gotta force hug people.
I think that's inappropriate these days. It's considered inappropriate.
I don't care.
You get close enough to somebody and you hug them, though, in the right context.
Usually-
They understand
Yeah.
what's behind it and that it's good and pure intention.
You'd be surprised at how many people are like, okay, I actually did need that.
Dying for it.
Yeah, but too proud to ask for a hug.
Mm-hmm.
Brotherly and sisterly embraces are important, I believe. Good morning, Kim Roberts. Jana Hale, I think I already said hello. But yeah, we got, see how much more people are joining now because I sent a bunch of invites?
Yeah. Physical display of affection and care. We're talking about courtesy today. We already talked about be kind, rewind.
And making out with your girlfriend or boyfriend in public is not courtesy. It's not courteous to those who are uncomfortable with watching other people, make out.
Yeah.
Don't be sitting there tonsil hockeying your significant other in public around a lot of people. That's,
I think it implies a more physical, For most people, I think that
makes people uncomfortable.
it makes people uncomfortable. How far is
Or
this gonna
makes
go?
them not uncomfortable. And then that makes the people actually kissing uncomfortable.
I don't know about you, but in the 80s and in high school, whoa.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. The tonsil hockey had a little bit of groping going on with it.
Yeah.
Lots of joy and excitement going on.
Yeah. You don't really think about other people
No.
whenever you're in the middle of that.
Yeah.
My first kiss was outside of a country and western, family country and western dance.
And
hall.
everybody wasn't doing it, but
No.
there were a few people who were doing it all the time.
And the people that weren't doing it were like, man, I really would like to do that.
Yeah.
I remember as, being in high school, watching these two making out as I'm walking past their locker thinking, man, to quote a movie, that looks like it's great.
I never was that way because it would get back to my mother and she'd chase us around with a stick.
Oh, nice. Way to go, Auntie.
And that's real.
yeah.
That's not
Morning, Linda
that's not
Fleetwood.
exaggerating or a joke. Literally, she would chase us around with a stick.
We miss you two bunches, Linda.
And then she'd
Fleetwood.
start baking a cake.
What's the cake have to do with it?
Marriage. Wedding cake.
Oh.
With
Took
the
me a
stick
second.
in her hand.
So a shotgun wedding.
Chastity.
A
Chains.
chastity. Yeah.
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 Now that's old school too, right?
Yeah. But it's courtesy was something that was ingrained in people back in the day, and now it's almost like it's taught. They're taught not to be courteous.
Isn't courtesy really a character? Can't it really apply and be part of everything? I mean, if you think about
I wish.
teenagers making out, right? the reality of it is teenage pregnancy has been a problem for those who have become pregnant throughout time. Right? So you have young fathers and mothers who are not prepared, and who really ends up paying the bill?
Grandma and
Moms
Grandpa?
and dad, the person with the stick, right? Chasing you around,
Babies
trying to
be
break
having
you
babies.
up, separate you, get you apart, tell you no, bring you to the weight of the
Sometimes
reality.
they have to use a
And
garden
the reality
hose.
of it is that there's, there's going to be a cake involved here first, and you guys are going to have jobs.
Mom, get the hose.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, that's
It's not very courteous to bring a child into the world that you're not prepared to support, because really the debt will be paid by those
Yeah.
who are responsible for you. So if somebody's still responsible for you, probably ought to be careful.
So if
about
you're
who
just
you're
now
playing
joining
tonsil
us,
hockey with.
now Be Kind Rewind, that's the title of today's show, but that is a slogan about being courteous. All right, not Curtis, courteous. And sometimes you did get charged if you didn't rewind. It was frustrating whenever you went to go put the video in and it was all the way at the end. And then most VCRs didn't rewind very quickly. So you would have to put it in, stop it, hit the rewind, the faster rewind, and then 10 minutes later, it's rewound and ready to go.
Yeah.
Uh,
I challenge everybody today to find a way to be courteous.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do it. I think courtesy has become an insult lately, and that people don't want to be courteous.
Aaron,
I
welcome
don't
to the
think
party.
you, our audience, can find a way to be courteous today and then report it to us tomorrow.
Yeah.
And tell us a story tomorrow about how you found a way to be courteous today.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea, Jay. If you're watching today, do something courteous for somebody.
You know what I found is courteous?
Or
You
have
go
a
to the-
story about courtesy.
You go to one of those stores where you got to put the quarter in the cart
Yeah.
and you forgot to bring a quarter?
Yeah.
There's always somebody there who will give you a quarter.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I'm thinking that that's probably the Secret Service.
Yeah, you think so?
Yep. I mean, come on now.
I mean,
There's
that would be-
always somebody there with a quarter. Always.
Brother David, my brother Scott is here.
I never had to turn around and go home and get a quarter. Have you?
No,
Right. Why?
Right. because
Because the
somebody.
CIA's involved.
Yeah. Yeah, the courtesy and finance department.
Yeah.
So I
department
mean, if
doesn't
you
start
think
with an
about
A.
it, I mean, if I was a kid, I would be hanging outside that grocery store and go up to people who are just unloading all their groceries and say, "Hey, I'll take that cart back for you." I mean, yeah, you're basically paying the kid a quarter to take it back. But what a racket that would be! If you did that all day, you'd have like $2 or $3 by the end of the day, and that was huge.
Or just walk up to the cart and go,
Yeah, and then turn around and look at somebody like with the whole Puss in Boots, the cat eyes.
the whole trip home in your mind. How you going to have to travel all the way across town to get a quarter.
Yeah, yeah, that would be terrible.
You'd walk away with a whole pocket full of change, I'm wondering.
But you gotta be able to ask somebody, "Hey, can I get a quarter?" I left one,
Yeah.
because you forget about the quarters.
Is that your car there with that pile of quarters in the back seat sliding out the windows?
Yeah, here, can I just take a real quick drive real fast and let me catch one or two of those? Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I usually leave the quarter in it.
Yeah.
Because
Doesn't it pop out?
yeah,
doesn't it go
if you lock it,
Doesn't it eject?
it pushes out when you push the thing in. I usually leave a quarter in it though.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I don't
Very courteous.
I don't lock it. I just
Yeah, so how can you be courteous today? All 7 of our watchers. Hello, people.
we
Good
have
morning.
we have more than 7 watchers. It's been going up and down.
Hey, remember, you can help us a lot by liking and sharing these videos. If you
Yes.
find any of the content
Thank you,
of this
Jana.
program interesting to somebody that you have on your friends list, you can go right now while you're watching live to that little share button on
Right
the bottom
now.
left. You can hunt down or search that person you think would be interested, and you can share it with them.
Hunt them down. Show them what's up.
Yep.
I'm just gonna continue to
Well, growing our audience is really the number one thing you can do for us.
yes.
In order for us to build a network that's 24 hours live with the cataloged shows to go back and search something that you might have missed, we need support.
Yeah, we do. I mean, I know we have your moral support.
Well, we don't need
And
it.
your
We're going to be here
encouragement.
anyway.
Yeah, we will be, even if, well, yeah, we will
But
be.
to grow it,
We need your help.
and we would be very grateful for it. And I'm not pressuring you. I understand. And
Under
we're glad you're
pressure.
here. We love all of our viewers. We're grateful for you. We're here for you. Really, though, do we want to always be preaching to the choir? We want to bring in some new people, people secular, people living in the world who don't really have the influence of God and the Spirit in their life, and we want to introduce them to that. You know, we want to bring the lost
Yeah, we do.
to their knees to worship a worthy God, a Father in heaven who
It looks
loves
like
us,
the guest
who
for
would
your
make
show is
any
here today.
sacrifice for us. Who?
I can't remember his name. I see
Ah.
him sitting there. I'm looking at him on my camera right now.
Oh boy!
Um,
Now I'm nervous.
oh yeah, he's got his doctorate in something, so you'll be all right. You'll be okay.
Well,
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep getting detection alerts from.
every time he moves.
Yeah.
Can you shut those off, bro?
You know, I can, but my fear is I'll forget to. I'll forget to do it. All right, so let me do this. I'm gonna turn this on silent. Maybe it won't vibrate. Okay, good. All right, so yeah, that's good to have though. It's good to have that, so that way, we can make sure that everybody is on the up and up when safety-wise we're good. So you leave your basket in the middle of the parking lot or put it in the basket rack? Which one? Putting it back in, and when he says basket, that's older guy talk for cart.
Right.
And you push it into the cart corral. Yep.
Right.
And if you do that,
He gets you.
you won't be able to. You won't have to. I mean, it makes it easier for the guys that work there to round it up, or to round up the carts. Because I've had to go over there before. I've had to, and see now Jay's the one on the phone, and I'm the one over here. Welcome to the show, Jay.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I've
bro.
been known to say weird things
Hey, bro.
while he was distracted and
Yo,
watch
bro.
him say, right. What? So today we're talking about courtesy and how to be courteous and what you can do to be courteous. Steve Schultz says buggy. Yeah, I always push the buggy to the buggy corral, the cart corral, the basket into the basket corral. You know, that little partitioned off area where you put the carts when you're done with them. So, that's one thing you could do. Make sure the toilet's flushed whenever you're done using it. That's courtesy. Make sure if you're really bad at aiming, make
Wipe
sure
the
it's
seat.
wipe sure it's clean.
If you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie and wipe the seedy.
That's a slogan.
There you go. And that I saw that on plaques above toilets
all
growing
in
up.
homes all over the nation.
Yes. Yep. Leave the seat down if there's women in the house.
Leave the seat down. That's
Yes.
courtesy.
That is courteous. But it's not very courteous if you sprinkle when you tinkle and you're not sweet and don't wipe the seat.
Picking up trash that isn't yours.
You'll
Mike
hear about
Krimper
that
says.
too. Yep. There used to be a slogan for that. What was that?
Recycle, reduce, reuse.
Recycle, reduce, reuse.
Yep.
It's on the. How did the rest of that go?
I have no idea.
It's on the list. Yeah, things to do, bro.
No, I continue singing. That's beautiful.
Hey, I sweep a parking lot for part of my job every day, almost every day. Clean up all the trash. It's interesting that, and listen, courtesy, what is courtesy about, right? It's about maybe relieving a little bit of your fellow man's stress.
Yes. Yes.
You
Or
know?
not causing any more stress.
Right. Yes.
Depends on
Not
how you look at
causing-
it.
Bringing stress into the life of your fellow man, the people adjacent to you.
Hold the door for someone, Linda Fleetwood says.
So every day at work, or every Monday at least, over the weekend, Somebody's having a tailgate party at my work and just throwing their garbage all around, and you can tell it's a tailgate party because it's in this half-moon shape, this pile of garbage. So somebody's having a tailgate party on the tailgate of their truck and just throwing all their garbage as they sit there and party all weekend. And then Monday mornings, I have to come and pick it all up.
So that
and
reminds
when it
me.
gets too nasty for them to stay there, and they're like, look at this dump.
They
just move over to another spot and start it again there.
You know, one of the things, and this is hilarious. Morning, Chris. My brother Chris. Okay, so and there was a meme that had multiple panels, and it showed where somebody had dumped a bunch of trash in the middle of the road. Have you seen this?
No.
In the middle of the road, and
Whoa.
it was a lot of trash in the middle of the road.
Whoa.
But they had a piece of mail in there that was tore up but still had the address on it.
Whoa.
And then the next picture was all that trash dumped in that person's yard, the exact way they dumped it on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Now that makes me laugh.
I love it.
That makes me. I mean, that's just too good.
Yeah.
Because there's also this guy on a motorcycle that makes videos, and I'm sure you've seen him. Morning, Leslie Klein, Brittany Dalton. Welcome back, Richard Elia. I think it's Elia. Is that how you say that?
I'm not
Elia?
Sure. Don't know.
But anyways, what was I saying?
Don't know.
I can't remember now.
You were saying something.
I was indeed saying something.
Yeah.
My brain just literally farted.
Brain fart.
Brain.
What a lovely sound.
It was a lovely sound.
It's a
Welcome,
lovely
Gail
sound.
Jones, to the party.
Ooh.
John McCart, welcome back. What was I saying? Okay, so there's trash. Oh yeah, the motorcycle, right? Yeah. And like he'll watch, he or she will watch somebody like at a fast food restaurant parking lot when they're done eating, they'll just throw their bag out the door. And this person will go up and grab the trash and follow them, pull up beside them and say, "Hey, roll your window down," like something's urgent. And as soon as they roll the window down, he throws the trash back in their car at them. I mean, it's okay. So that's not courteous. That's getting vengeance.
Yes.
And that's another topic for another show. Connie, welcome to the show. Now we got a show coming up starting on the 5th of October. It's for the month of October only. Mm-hmm. It's going to be aired live Mondays, but then rebroadcast throughout the week. And it's going to be Trump versus Biden.
Yeah. Just the
facts. Unbiased. Just talking about what they've done in their policies.
It's a struggle to find facts that are not
bias.
Plastered with bias.
Morning, Shelley.
And because the media in general now is liberal and in support of Biden, so it's very biased on Biden's behalf.
Yeah.
But in there are some facts. And if you look at our form of government and where Biden has served in our government, it's a little bit easier to track down some information about him. And I've been able to find some.
And I have to stop you on that because I know that I've known you for a long time, and I know that you will start talking about it, and then you're going to go through all your material before you know it.
Right.
So,
and it's not just material, but it's interesting.
It is material. Yeah. I mean, you got research material that you've done. You've been researching that you couldn't sleep last night.
No, couldn't sleep.
So I get up to use the bathroom, and I think you wanted me to. Did you want me to stay up and talk to you about it?
No.
Okay.
I was telling you what was happening and thought that if you were having trouble sleeping too, I could help you with something that would help you sleep not even more.
I was just making sure because I kind of was like, okay, well,
I was throwing
night.
it out there. It was definitely, I was definitely fishing.
Melvin Phillips.
But the thing about it was I was just wanting to see, what you were up to. And if you were like, I can't sleep, I might as well get up. I didn't want you to think, hey, I can't come out there and watch a movie.
I was definitely ready for bed, ready to sleep.
I was so tired, too. I was. You know what I ended up doing to sleep is I ended up rolling over and praying.
Yeah, that's the best way to go to sleep. Go to sleep praying.
Well, yeah, because I have a lot to pray about.
Two wrongs don't make it right. You're right, Steve Schultz.
Yep.
Um,
And praise the Lord for that, that I have a lot to
Cheryl
pray about.
Summit. Everybody's joining at the last 5 minutes of the show. Welcome to the party. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can join whenever you want. You can leave whenever you want. We appreciate even just a couple minute gander at us is great. So
Yep.
today we're talking about being courteous, and the "Be Kind, Rewind" is a slogan. Now my intention on that was not to focus on slogans particularly,
Yeah.
but that's just the fact that think about what it was like for those of you who know what it's like to get a video that's not rewound. That was a thing that we had to do growing up. If you played a video till its end, you had to rewind it before you put it away.
Yeah. If you actually let it roll through the credits and stop, your
It'll
machine would
automatically-
automatically rewind it. And they had it set
Amber.
up. They had it set up that way because what happens is you're also the credits. All those people have contracts for their name to be put in the credits because they contributed to the making of that film.
Yeah.
And to be courteous, read the credits, because really, you
It'll-
watch a movie where you loved the CGI. If you
find out who
find
did
out
it.
the people in the credits who did that CGI, you can look in the credits of a movie that's coming out and find out if you're going to get the same quality of.
Because those people
CGI.
invested time and effort and money
The
into
writers.
production equipment.
You can look at the writers, the people who did the script, who translated the story into a script. You can find out who those are. If you like the way the movies you watch, the stories are built, you can find their names in the credits. And more than likely, you'll find the same movie's development.
Hello, fellow coaches.
Right?
Got my fellow coaches on here. My health coach is on here too.
hello.
But and then Amber, she's a health coach also.
Hey, Amber.
And
Hey,
she's-
health coaches.
We are all on the same journey together. But we can't talk about that on the air.
What are
really.
ways that you find yourself
Johnny
being,
Rooster?
What are ways that you find being courteous? You're on a healthy lifestyle now that really excludes a lot of my diet. Sometimes I struggle with, should I be courteous and not have those things? And you've assured me you're a big boy, you're a grown man, and your resolve is pretty strong. You're watching
Now-
very closely what you eat. You're watching very closely your diet.
It was difficult in the beginning.
But I don't want to have those things available there on your weak moments, so that's my
Right.
concern. But you've assured me that you're a big boy and you're responsible for your own health, and you have taken responsibility for it. But that's a courtesy, I think.
Yeah.
Being concerned for your actions and
Oh,
how
yeah.
and your
And how they affect others.
yeah.
Absolutely. That is one of the definitions of that's to me that's a prime example of being courteous, because you're thinking of other people's convenience and feelings over your own.
Yeah.
Steve Schultz says, "Were you catfishing or bass fishing?"
I was mat fishing.
Mat
See,
fishing.
here's the thing about it. See, I thought, Matt, if he can't sleep, I could get him to come out here and I could talk him to sleep in
Morning,
a minute.
Israel. I was,
I would have, if you'd have come out there and sat down in that chair and listened to me for a little while about what I had been considering, you'd have been out 20 seconds.
I would have forced myself to stay awake because that is
Well,
not courteous.
It would
to
have
stay,
bored
to
you
go to sleep.
death.
No, I mean you tried grabbing me up before I walked into the bedroom,
Yeah.
and I'm like, okay, well, and I listened. I was
Yeah.
being courteous. I listened. I didn't
You did
just-
listen.
I didn't just shut you up and go, I'm going to bed. Bye.
But then I said, are you sleepy?
But that was later
yes,
when
I'm
I
very
got back
tired.
up to use the bathroom.
I was exhausted too. My mind was shutting down. Literally, I was.
Oh yeah, we're like you
my
fall
body
asleep
was falling asleep.
and your phone like falls on your face. Have you ever done that?
Yes. But my body was falling asleep, but I had found a source that was telling me more than I ever thought I could find about the Donald Trump versus Biden. And I discovered how it is that I can unbiasedly present the two without having to go to biased media sources.
I asked him if he was fishing. Oh, okay, gotcha. You were mad fishing.
I was mad fishing.
And I'm excited about that.
I got a nibble.
That will be airing at 7:30 a.m. Monday morning, and then we will be rebroadcasting it throughout the week in the afternoons sometime.
And it's going to be Trump versus Biden, only the facts.
Only the facts. Non-biased, so that way, and I'm pretty sure everybody will have their own opinions.
What do you think? Can I do it unbiasedly?
I think you can present it in a non-biased way. As far as doing it, that's going to be difficult. I mean,
I'm a moderate.
I think I really do. I do think that you'll be able to pull this off in a non-biased way.
When I
it's time for us to get out of here.
When I told you about my discovery and the information where to find it, when I told you what I had found, was my influence, because I was only presenting the one side because that's all I got to research. Did it not give you
a different outlook?
Did it not appeal to you on their behalf?
Yeah, it did. It did. I would agree with that. And then I was fighting myself thinking.
But then you have to look at it in a bigger picture and how it fits.
So, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us on the Morning Drive. We are glad that you joined us today, and we hope that you can find a reason to be courteous to somebody or start noticing when people are courteous to you. So, we'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. Be sure and tune in next for The Spirit in America with Jason Cobb sitting in for Randy Barr and Randy Barr's guest. And you're going to attempt to interview in a Randy Barr sort of way.
Yes.
So we're really looking forward to that. Followed by Crime Time with Dr. Steve Albrecht.
Yep.
So until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
And this has been
The Morning Drive.